Hey, hi everyone. My name is Sumit and I welcome you all to the class 4 of our PSIR optional course and जो हम लोग cover कर रहे हैं. And ये देखिए this was the daily practice problem 4 which was given to you. And इसमें देखिए I had asked you to read about द सप्लाई चेन रेजिलियंस इनिशिएटिव और मैंने कहा था ये मैं क्लास में भी डिस्कस करूँगा बिकॉज दिस इज़ इम्पॉर्टेंट. तो एंड करंट अफेयर्स को डिस्कशन इज़ अ पार्ट ऑफ दिस प्रोग्राम. तो ये देखिए इंपॉर्टेंट है सप्लाई चेन रेजिलियंस इनिशिएटिव, तो इसको थोड़ा सा डिस्कस करते हैं नाउ. तो सप्लाई चेन रेजिलियंस को लेट्स डिस्कस. अब यहाँ पे सही देखिए सप्लाई चेन रेजिलियंस इनिशिएटिव को समझने से पहले फर्स्ट एंड फॉरमोस्ट वी नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड अ सर्टेन बैकग्राउंड. अब देखिए आपको लोग को अभी ज़्यादा इंटरनेशनल रिलेशंस का आइडिया नहीं है बट यू नो दैट कि अब बेसिक आइडिया तो देखिए आपको ये बात पता है रिगार्डिंग इफ़ यू सी द वर्ल्ड ऑर्डर. अगर आप वर्ल्ड ऑर्डर को थोड़ा सा भी पढ़ रहे होंगे, वर्ल्ड में थोड़ा सा भी न्यूज़ सुन रहे होंगे, यू मस्ट बी नोइंग दैट देयर इज़ अ राइज ऑफ चाइना. चाइना का बहुत ज़्यादा अग्रेशन दिख रहा है. ठीक है, इट इज़ ट्राइंग टू रिप्लेस द सुपर पावर स्टेटस ऑफ USA एंड इट इज़ सेड दैट ये इस जो चाइना की अग्रेसिवनेस है, भले ही आप थोड़ा सा अगर आप देखेंगे साउथ चाइना सी में वो लोग काफ़ी बार आप कह सकते हैं ऐसी एक्टिविटीज़ करते हैं जिससे दूसरों की सॉवरेनिटी को यू कैन से इनडायरेक्टली इट इज़ थ्रेटेंड, राइट. एंड देन यू कैन से द स्प्रेड ऑफ कोविड, इट वाज बीइंग आर्ग्यूड दैट it was a virus which was generated by China to attack, right? So all this China is indulging in activities which can help them become the superpower, right? So in this context there are many countries who feel threatened, and one of them is India. Definitely India is one of the country who will be threatened by this because first it is our neighbor, and second if it involves into this scavenging activities then we have a border dispute with China, and you can see that how Ladakh etc., all this it might come try to push in, and similarly it might create instability in Jammu and Kashmir, and similarly in other parts of India northeast like Arunachal Pradesh etc., right? So how can we counter this? So supply chain resilience initiative has been launched by these three countries, that is Japan, Australia and India. And see, prime aim of this is not to counter directly, देखो it is not being to counter China, but indirectly it is a counter against China. How it is a counter against China? We know that China is becoming a very strong economic power. In times to come, China will become the biggest economic power, the biggest military power, and ultimately the superpower, right? So China has you can say the highest trade with almost all the countries. Almost all the countries of the world are dependent upon China directly in terms when it comes to procurement of raw materials. Like China is the highest exporter, right? India has one of the, in fact, the highest trade with China, right, after European Union. Then similarly US has a big trade with China, and the issue is of trade deficit, right? चाइना को हम चाइना से ज़्यादा वी आर एक्सपोर्टिंग. सो whenever it might happen, like in case of COVID, the Chinese economy was suddenly stuck to a halt. So as a result, we were dependent upon China. Therefore, the impact of the Chinese economy collapsing was seen on the Indian economy. Same concept goes to, you can say, Japan. Same concept goes to Australia. Same concept goes to USA. And various big economies like India etc. They are overly dependent upon the supply chains from China, right? कि भाई China से raw material आएगा, then can be manufactured XYZ active goods. If this raw material by chance for whatever reasons is stopped, then we are gone, right? So to counter this, the countries have come up with an initiative called as Supply Chain Resilience Initiative. What is the purpose of the Supply Chain Resilience Initiative? The purpose of the supply chain resilience initiative is to make the supply chain very resilient to all the economic shocks of the world. That is to diversify the supply risk across various nations. Now if let us say raw material of India is coming from B, it's coming from C, it's coming from D, it's coming from E, right? So if B economy fails, you can still be dependent upon C, you can be dependent upon D, you can be dependent upon, let us say, E, right? Instead of just depending upon China. So this is what is the logic of the supply chain resilience initiative. So they want to ensure that let's spread our supply chains in each other's country. Like Japan is building a supply chain in India, India is building a supply chain, let us say, in Australia, Australia is building it in Japan. So इस तरीके से क्रॉस कनेक्शन वी कैन ऑलवेज ट्राई टू मेंटेन, so that you can say the countries never suffer. So that is why it was proposed by Japan, and they aim to create a virtuous cycle of enhancing the supply chain resilience. And this is the view to eventually attain, you can say, strong, sustainable, balanced and inclusive growth of the entire region. This is what is the purpose. And now what will it focus upon? It will basically focus upon sharing the best practices on supply chain resilience, right? And trying to diversify the supply chains, like, and you can say it includes commitment by the three nations towards measures to support enhanced utilization of digital technology, supporting trade, investment diversification, right? So all these country will try to ensure कि भाई चाइना से निकाला जाए अपना जितना पैसा है एंड उस पर डिपेंडेंस, एंड वी कैन परहैप्स इन्वेस्ट इट समवेयर एल्स, राइट? सो इससे क्या होगा, द सप्लाई चेन्स विल बिकम रेजिलियंस. And why was the need for supply chain? So obviously we discussed that we were overly dependent upon one country, right? And heavily dependent on supplies from one country can impact on the can have a huge impact on the importing nations when the supplies are suddenly stopped. Then you can say we have seen that Chinese economy is already struggling, right? And because of this COVID, etc. So we need to be ready to so that in future we do not have such disruptions. So we need to quickly diversify, right? And you can say the phenomena of geopolitics. I told you that there are already trade tensions across the globe. It is said a new cold war is happening between US and China. So by if we are dependent upon China and suddenly something might happen, trade wars, etc., then what will happen, right? India's supply chain will get impacted, right? So economic nationalism, rise of trade wars, tariff and non-tariff barriers, like countries are going for protectionist measures. So it might happen that China might impose heavy duties on the, you can say, imports of India or exports from China. So this is very, very dangerous. Like then we have studied this, that we want to decouple things from China, right? And this is indirectly a counter strategy कि चलो यार, if we cannot hurt them economically, military, let's hurt them economically. ठीक है, तो हम we'll try to reduce our trade with China, because China's ultimate weapon is trade. It is said China uses trade as a weapon, right? So let's counter this and let's diversify the trade, right? And then that geopolitics angle I told you initially, that it is also seen as an organized effort to develop a coalition of like-minded country for taking on an assertive China in the Indo-Pacific region, right? तो ये वाला point you can quote. So इस तरीके से you can always write a question if it is asked on the supply chain resilience initiative, right? To reduce the over dependence on one country. Just highlight these to recover from the future disruptions, COVID-19 impact, trade tensions across the globe, and these are the keywords like economic nationalism, trade wars, right? Trade wars में we'll be discussing when we discuss ग्लोबलाइजेशन, तो सब हम ये सब बनेंगे, बट अभी के लिए बस आप ये याद रख सकते हैं, राइट? एंड नाउ व्हाट आर द चैलेंजेस? सो चैलेंजेस इज वेरी बिग, दैट फर्स्ट एंड फॉरमोस्ट इंडिया, जापान, ऑस्ट्रेलिया, they are heavily dependent upon China for the trade. Now suddenly you cannot diversify your supply chains, because if you do, then the Chinese goods Chinese raw material are very, very cheap. Then your cost of production increases, and as a result what will happen? The cost of product increases, and in your country inflation increases. So consumer को नुकसान होगा, right? So countries are very, very shy. जैसे it is said, why does India does not develop its own iPhone? या इंडिया क्यों नहीं अपना कुछ फोन्स बनाता? तो बनाओ ना. India will also make, but the cost will be 20,000. China is making, you are getting in 7,000. So no one is going to prefer 13,000 just in case of Indian nationalism, right? Just for the sake of Indian nationalism. So there is also called as consumerism. There is also something called as cheap products, lesser cost of products, सो इट इज़ नॉट ईजी टू डाइवर्सिफाई, इतना आसान नहीं होगा, बिकॉज दिस कंट्रीज इकनॉमीज आर ऑलरेडी इंटरलॉक्ड विद द चाइनीज इकनॉमी, और इट्स सो मच बिग, 50 billion, 100 billion, 300 billion trade deficit is with China. Then how can suddenly you can reduce or you can diversify? This is a big challenge, right? Second is that it is harder to find alternative source of sophisticated equipment. It's not that easy, वही वाला point, right? And if you do diversify, you will not remain globally competitive. Then global में आप हार जाओगे, right? So इसीलिए कहा जा रहा है कि China is you can say an inevitable reality, right? It's not that easy for US to you can say just blindly go for trade wars. US की इकनॉमी को ज़्यादा नुकसान होगा, right? So please always remember this. So that is why if you need to save a lot of money and time, then you have to be dependent upon China. Else it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of money to diversify your supply chain. And obviously there's a stability, right? What if you diversify your supply chain and you don't get that required result? Then there will be instability in your production, right? So this is also important. And yes, China has a lot of good sources of graphite, lithium, etc. So आपको it's not that easy to find different people, right? So you can say limited locations hai, and that is what is this, right? So in the way forward, you can simply write about that we need to go for more innovations, right? We need to hold safety stock. The company should be told in advance that they should be having sufficient raw material, and then अगर आपको supply chains को diversify करना है, then you can look for it, right? And near shoring, that regional local supply chains can reduce geographical dependence on global networks and shorten the time cycles of the finished products. तो इस टाइप की भी आप यहाँ पे बात कर सकते हैं, राइट? एंड this is all about the supply chain resilience initiative. So we have discussed what was the main agenda, what it is, what is the main agenda, what are the challenges to it, and what is the way forward. That is exactly how you write an answer. क्या है पहले उसको define करो, right? We defined it in this paragraph. Then we moved forward and we defined the need, then we defined the challenges, and then we defined the way forward. So please इससे I hope अब आप लोग short notes बना पाएंगे. मैंने this I have explained you in the class. Also you were given this task to read the certain paragraphs from OP Gauba. So I hope आपने ये पढ़ा होगा, ठीक है? And if you have any doubts you can ask me on Telegram, ठीक है? आपको 3 पेज OP Gauba के ये पढ़ने को दिए थे, ठीक है? I'm pretty sure आपने ये सारे पेजेस को पढ़ा होगा and you must have made short notes out of it. If you are not making short notes, if you are not writing the scholars names out of these notes, then it's problem. 2 पेज भी अगर आप नहीं पढ़ सकते तो फिर तो बेकार ही है प्रिपरेशन करना, राइट? जैसे यू हैव टू कोट दिस स्कॉलर शेल्डन एस वॉलन बुक पॉलिटिक्स एंड विजन, राइट दिस इन योर नोट्स, राइट? एंड ही हैज़ गिवन द कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ऑफ व्हाट एग्जैक्टली पॉलिटिकल इज, राइट? तो यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हैं. तो प्लीज़ रिमेंबर दिस and always quote the scholars, always quote their books. I am telling you this from very beginning. These help you get good marks. So on this note, let us begin with our today's content, and DPP ka discussion is over. Now let's start with the first topic, Western political thought we were discussing, and now we'll be starting off with the first thinker, that is Plato. Plato को हमें समझना है, but before that we need to study that what we will be going about in the Western political thought. Now in the Western political thought there are 3 timelines. One is called as the ancient political thought, other is called as the medieval thinking, medieval political thought, and third is called as the modern political thought. Now in UPSC syllabus, in ancient there are only 2 thinkers, Plato and Aristotle, and subconsciously there is a thinker called as Socrates, क्योंकि without Socrates आप प्लेटो को नहीं समझ सकते, right? In medieval there are no thinkers from medieval, right? And in modern there are thinkers like Machiavelli, there are thinkers like Hobbes, Locke, आपका Mill, and ठीक है, Machiavelli, Hobbes, Locke, Mill, right? And in contemporary thinkers if you talk about modern के बाद अभी recently में, then you can talk about अच्छा मिल के बाद या Marx, right? And contemporary times you can talk about Hannah Arendt and even John Rawls. But John Rawls को we'll be discussing in where? We'll be discussing in Theory of Justice. ठीक है, तो जनरली ब्रीफली ये थिंकर्स हमारे सिलेबस में दिए हुए हैं, इनको ही पढ़ना है. फर्स्ट एंड फॉरमोस्ट गेट दिस राइट. मेडावल बिल्कुल थैंक गॉड यूपीएससी ने नहीं दिया है, ठीक है, क्योंकि मेडावल पॉलिटिकल थॉट कुछ था भी नहीं राइट. एंशिएंट में सोक्रेट्स, प्लेटो, एरिस्टोटल, मॉडर्न में मैकियावेली, हॉब्स, लॉक, मार्क्स एंड अदर्स, कंटेम्प्रेरी में हैना एरेंट एंड जॉन रॉल्स राइट. वी हैव टू स्टडी ऑल दिस एंड ऑब्वियसली विल बी स्टडिंग सर्टेन मोर अबाउट हीगल, थोड़ा बहुत रोसियो, इनको भी देख लेंगे राइट. बट दीज कम्स एट अ लेटर टाइम. So this is what I had to tell you about the thinkers which are present. Now let us start off with the first thinker and let us go for the first that is Plato. Plato को यहाँ पे हम लोग पढ़ना स्टार्ट करते हैं. Now first Plato and उसके बाद Aristotle and basically it's like Socrates, Plato, Aristotle. इन तीनों को एक साथ पढ़ना है, ठीक है, क्योंकि ये तीनों ही एक ही आपके कैटेगरी में आते हैं राइट. प्लेटो इज सोक्रेट्स का चेला एंड एरिस्टोटल इज प्लेटो का चेला. लाइक ही इज द प्यूपिल. प्लेटो इज द प्यूपिल ऑफ सोक्रेट्स, एरिस्टोटल इज द प्यूपिल ऑफ प्लेटो राइट. दिस इज व्हाट इज दैट. एंड फर्स्ट विल बी स्टडिंग अबाउट बेसिक आइडिया अबाउट द ग्रीक फिलोसफी, कि ग्रीक की जो थिंकिंग थी राइट, ठीक है, वो हाउ डिड द पीपल ऑफ ग्रीक थिंक एंड व्हाट वाज इट एक्चुअली राइट. सो first understand the fact that we had studied that Greek में क्या था right. Greek, if you see the ancient Greek society, this was the Greek society. There were different you can say city states, and these city states were practically disconnected and they were developing as a self-sufficient entity. अब यहाँ पे गवर्नेंस मॉडल क्या था? कुछ जगह वो you can say there was monarchy, कुछ जगह they were aristocracy, the aristocrats had the power, the rich people right, and कुछ जगह you can say there was some kind of democracy, not the democracy of the 21st century, but there was certain kind of आप कह सकते हो selection of the rulers. So there were different forms of government right. And these city states, they were always indulged in war. कोई किसी पर अटैक कर रहा है, कोई किस पे हो रहा है. It was like this. And they were trying to expand their empire, they were trying to capture other one. तो इस टाइप की ये सोसाइटी होती थी. This was the basically you can say the political overview of the Greece or the Greek society right. And now let us understand that how did the Greek people think. We also need to understand the fact that how did these people think. So for that you need to understand that Greek thinking can be divided into two parts. One is the pre-Socratic thinking, and the other is the after Socrates and beyond, right? Socrates and उसके बाद की thinking कैसी थी? Now understand the fact that before Socrates, like if you ask them the thinking of these people, right? So they were very narrow thinking. इनकी बहुत ज़्यादा narrow thinking थी. Narrow in the sense they were primarily interested in what is happening, right? They were primarily interested in the things which is as it is, right? जैसे ये पेन क्यों है, right? पेन किससे बना है? So they were primarily interested in the material properties of anything, whether you can say any pen or जो भी rock किस टाइप का. So they were primarily very based upon you can say experimentation, observation, verification, and they were materialistic people. मटीरियल की चीज़ों में के बारे में रीज़न सोच रहे हैं, क्या है, क्यों है, इस टाइप की बात कर रहे हैं. They were never asking the bigger question that how the life should be. They were never asking the questions about you can say होना कैसा चाहिए, right? They are more interested in what is. They are never questioning about what ought, right? And यही कमी को पूरा किया गया by Socrates and its thinkers, you can say Socrates and its students. They started the tradition of what was called as focusing on what ought to be. They started something from the domain, you can say, of philosophy. They started something what is called as the domain of ethics, that what is right and what is wrong, what are the morals, what are the values. They were interested in the bigger question, what is the ultimate truth of the life, what is the purpose of the life. ये इंटरेस्टेड थे. इससे पहले के थिंकर्स दे वर इंटरेस्टेड इन यार ह्यूमन बॉडी किससे बनी है, चलो थोड़ा बहुत सोल पे तो पहली बात नहीं करते थे, बट इफ दे वर टॉकिंग दे वर मच मोर इंटरेस्टेड इन कि यार सोल किससे बना है, बॉडी किससे बनी है, पेन किससे बना है, मटीरियल थिंग्स में. दे वर नेवर आर्ग्यूइंग व्हाट परफेक्ट शुड इट बी, व्हाट एग्जैक्टली शुड इट बी. एंड ये कमी को पूरा किया गया सोक्रेट्स एंड इसके बाद के थिंकर्स. दैट इज वाई सोक्रेट्स इज नोन एज द फादर ऑफ फिलोसफी, राइट. ही इज ऑल्सो कॉल्ड एज, सोक्रेट्स को बोला जाता है दैट Socrates is called as the father of philosophy, because it was after him that later Greek thinkers started applying this philosophies, these ethics, these values to everything. Like if you talk about Plato, right, he is called as kya, father of political philosophy. He applied philosophy into political sphere में. Similarly, we'll be studying later on Aristotle. He applied the science to polity, and that is what is called as father of political science. अभी हम सब डिस्कस करेंगे, डोंट वरी अबाउट दैट, राइट. सो दैट इज वाई सोक्रेट्स एंड इसके बाद के थिंकर्स बहुत ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट होते हैं, क्योंकि दे आर ट्राइंग टू चेंज हाउ द जनरल ग्रीक पीपल थॉट बिफोर देयर अराइवल्स, राइट. And in this context, Socrates comes up with his theory, or also called as the theory of knowledge. This theory of knowledge is also called as the Socratic theory of knowledge, also called as the Greek theory of knowledge, right. This was given by Socrates. अब Socrates ने ऐसा क्या बोला इस theory of knowledge में, डायरेक्ट शॉर्ट नोट लिखने को आ जाता है, राइट. देखो अभी बिल्ड हो रहा है, स्टोरी इज बीइंग बिल्ड. अभी आपको सब समझ में आएगा क्या है, क्यों है सर, कि कहाँ नॉलेज क्या आ गया. हम तो पॉलिटिकल साइंस पढ़ लेते, समझो. वी आर ट्राइंग टू स्टडी पॉलिटिकल साइंस, एंड पॉलिटिकल साइंस मैंने आपको डिस्कस किया, इट इज़ ऑल्सो कॉल्ड एज स्टेट साइंस. इट डील्स विद स्टेट. तो अब स्टेट के ओरिजिन कैसे आया, ठीक है, ये हम लोग यहाँ पढ़ेंगे. व्हाट इज़ द आइडियल स्टेट शुड बी, ये हम यहाँ पे करेंगे. What are the future states, क्या होगा, ये हम यहाँ पढ़ेंगे. तो अभी वी आर गोइंग बैक. अभी हमने ये तो देख लिया स्टेट टर्म ओरिजिनेट कैसे होता है, राइट. नाउ वी आर स्टडिंग कि what do these thinkers thought about the polity और the state. एंड उसके लिए थिंकिंग, थॉट, नॉलेज के बारे में पढ़ना है कि उनका क्या, आप कह सकते हो, हाउ डिड दे ट्राई टू बिल्ड एन आइडियल स्टेट, राइट. एंड फॉर दैट वी नीड टू स्टडी द ग्रीक थ्योरी ऑफ नॉलेज. So Socrates basically points about that. See, he gives a dictum, that is, knowledge is virtue. Abhi will be discuss this. Virtue means a good quality, and ignorance is vice. इसी से मिलता हुआ ignorance is a bad quality, right. ये ऐसी क्वेश्चन में करता है. अब सारा जैसे ही सोक्रेट्स ने ये मार्केट में गिराया, नॉलेज इज़ वर्च्यू, एवरीवन वाज लाइक सोक्रेट्स प्लीज टेल मी व्हाट नॉलेज आर यू टॉकिंग अबाउट, ठीक है, किधर से लाओगे, कौन सी नॉलेज है, क्या है. नाउ सोक्रेट्स स्टार्ट्स टू टेल कि व्हाट एग्जैक्टली इज रियल नॉलेज. सो सोक्रेट्स सेज दैट सी, वट एवर द नॉलेज आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट, राइट, दैट इज वेरी वेरी, यू कैन से, क्रिस्टल क्लियर knowledge, and it is true in all the cases. In all the cases matlab, what it means is that it will not change with respect to, you can say, time, space, etc. And for this he compares it with to something called as opinions. तो बेसिकली नॉलेज को सोक्रेट्स दो पार्ट में बताते हैं. पहली होती है आपकी क्या, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज ओपिनियंस, and second is what is called as true knowledge, real knowledge, right. अब opinions are something which you can say based on these are based on false conscience. These might change from time to time. आज कल है कुछ कल है. These are very very subjective. जितने लोग उतनी you can say, you can ask them, they will tell you that the more the different people, the more their different views, right? Different people have different opinions. Where you go to different places, you will find different opinions. So they are subjected to time, space, people. In sab pe they are dependent, right? And the true knowledge, what is called as absolute knowledge, it is based on the sound principles of rationality. It is based on the sound principles of objectivity. And you can say जब rationality objectivity है तो it will remain what? Uniform and universal. And that is why आप लोगों ने एक famous dictum भी सुना होगा. क्या? That famous dictum says wise men think alike, right? एक जैसा सोचते हैं, बस वही यहाँ पे लॉजिक है. नॉलेज वॉज ऑब्जेक्टिव, ओपिनियंस वॉज सब्जेक्टिव. नॉलेज वॉज यूनिफॉर्म एंड यूनिवर्सल. इट डिड नॉट टेक चेंज विद टाइम एंड प्लेस. एंड यू कैन से द opinions they do vary, right? And that is why Socrates comes up with this theory of knowledge. So pure knowledge and applied ट्रू नॉलेज एंड ओपिनियंस के बीच में आपको डिफरेंस पता होना चाहिए, राइट? ये देखिए, ये थ्योरी ऑफ नॉलेज को समझना ज़रूरी है बिकॉज अभी आगे जाके प्लेटो की थ्योरी ऑफ आइडिया आएगी. इट इज़ बेस्ड अपॉन द सोक्रेट थ्योरी ऑफ नॉलेज. अब आप क्वेश्चन पूछोगे सर व्हाट इज़ द सोक्रेट थ्योरी ऑफ नॉलेज, राइट? सो ये चीज़ यहाँ पे समझो. फिर इसके बाद सोक्रेट्स इवन टॉक्स अबाउट अनदर क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ नॉलेज. वन इज द नॉलेज ऑफ, you can say, pure knowledge. That is knowledge as it is, ठीक है? And second is applied knowledge. And इसी चीज को कहा जाता है praxis. Applied knowledge, right? And pure knowledge is basically knowledge for the knowledge sake. Let us say the knowledge of idea of beauty, right? If I say beauty, right, this is pure knowledge, right? Beauty का idea, love, ठीक है? तो these are values, idea of pure knowledge for the knowledge sake. And when you apply this in the real world, that is called as applied knowledge. That is, you can say, knowledge of carpentry, that is an applied knowledge, है ना? ठीक है? तो pure knowledge को Socrates हायर रखता है as compared to applied knowledge, right? And Socrates believed that a man who had virtue, a man who had pure knowledge, a man who had true knowledge was a virtuous man, right? He knew and what was true knowledge, and therefore he will strictly act according to that, right? इनका ये यहाँ पे मानना था, right? So it is inseparable. Pure knowledge is inseparable from virtue. It represents an intrinsic value. अपने आप में ही ये वैल्यू है, right? तो इस टाइप की यहाँ पे जो सोक्रेट्स है, और यू कैन से द पोस्ट सोक्रेट थिंकर्स, दे आर टॉकिंग इन टर्म्स ऑफ दिस. तो ये हम लोगों ने जो सोक्रेट्स की थ्योरी ऑफ नॉलेज है, ठीक है, उसको यहाँ पे हम लोगों ने बात किया. अब देखिए, ये हमें समझना ज़रूरी है कि सडनली सोक्रेट्स को ऐसा क्या हुआ, प्लेटो को ऐसा क्या हुआ, कि वाई आर दे गिविंग ऑल दिस थ्योरी ऑफ नॉलेज, एंड उसके बारे में क्या बात कर रहे थे. अच्छा खासा तो सब कुछ चल रहा था. वेल देखिए, नॉट एवरी थिंग वॉज गोइंग गुड इन देयर, आप कह सकते हो, सिटी स्टेट. दे बिलोंग टू एथेंस. बहुत डिफरेंट जो सिटी स्टेट्स होते थे उसमें से दे वर फ्रॉम एथेंस. नाउ व्हाट हैड हैपेंड वाज दैट एथेंस was considered to be one of the very great states, and it had become completely weak, and there was a war. I had told you ki there were people, these city states used to attack on each other, right? And that war was called as Peloponnesian War. And you don't need to write anything, everything will be given to you, just understand. So this war, what was the result was that Athens was attacked by Sparta, and Sparta defeated Athens easily. Not important at all. But just remember, Athens lost badly. And these were the thinkers who had great love for their motherland. And that is why they were very, very worried that why our motherland has become so much weak, why are we on the verge of the downfall, क्या हो रहा है ऐसा एथेंस में, right? And therefore they analyzed and they found out the causes. The chief cause which they found out was that Athens lost because it had very weak, the rulers had become very, very weak. And why had the rulers become very, very weak? Because they were involved in corruption. There was massively corruption, बहुत large scale पे there was corruption in the rulers, and they were ignorant. They were using you can say the public office for their private gains. As a result, it became weak, it became vulnerable. अपनी आर्मी को मेंटेन नहीं करोगे एक्सेट्रा तो क्या होगा भाई, you will become weak, you will become vulnerable, and as a result the enemy from outside they attacked, and you can say the Athens lost badly. So when Athens lost very badly, right, so Plato and Aristotle, Socrates वगैरह वगैरह, they, especially Socrates and Plato, they turned to philosophy. That भाई ऐसा क्या हुआ है, क्यों हुआ है, and when they analyzed the cause of the corruption, so they went into the root cause कि आखिर भाई corruption क्यों हो रहा है, ठीक है, why is there so much corruption. So ultimately they found out that the rulers, they had the wrong knowledge. And याद है हम लोगों ने अभी डिस्कस किया था ट्रू नॉलेज वाली, वो यहीं से ही आया है. तो रॉन्ग नॉलेज है तो भाई राइट नॉलेज क्या है, राइट नॉलेज वही है जो थ्योरी ऑफ नॉलेज जिसकी वो बात कर रहे हैं. दे वर बिलीविंग दैट मटीरियल गुड्स, दे वर बिलीविंग दैट ऑल दिस मनी, पावर, this is the source of happiness, right? They were involved into all these activities, and when they were involved, they were highly involved into all this. तो क्या होगा भाई, फिर लॉस ही लॉस होगा, and that's what happened, right? So therefore Socrates, he comes up with his theory of knowledge in this context, right? And यहीं से he starts giving his philosophy, right? ये चीज़ यहाँ पे ध्यान रखना. He tries to tell what should be the right knowledge, right? And इसके बारे में वो यहाँ पे बताता है. तो मैंने सोक्रेट से पूछा, मैंने कहा भाई बताओ फिर सोक्रेट्स, क्या इनमें गलत है, क्या इनके साथ प्रॉब्लम है, वाई आर दे, हाउ कैन मतलब दे राइज, इस तरीके की बात करता है, ठीक है. तो सोक्रेट्स स्टार्ट्स हिज स्टोरी. सोक्रेट सेज देखो, द पर्पस ऑफ लाइफ इज हैप्पीनेस, राइट? एंड मैंने कहा यस बिल्कुल हैप्पीनेस सही बात है, ठीक है, बट हैप्पीनेस का सोर्स क्या है, ठीक है. तो सोर्स, दे वर थिंकिंग कि यार मनी इज द सोर्स, अच्छा पैसा होनी चाहिए, अच्छा पावर होनी चाहिए. Socrates says no, the purpose of life is happiness, but the source of happiness is not money, not power. Then what is the source of happy life? He says that to lead a happy life, one should have what? Knowledge. Knowledge about what? Knowledge about what is a good life, what constitutes a good life, right? इसके बारे में सोक्रेट स्टार्ट्स टू टेल, राइट? एंड यहीं पे वो डिस्टिंग्विश करता है. ही सेज दैट यू वांट टू लिव अ हैप्पी लाइफ, राइट? यू वांट समथिंग, हैप्पीनेस शुड बी परमानेंट, राइट? है ना? बट नाउ ही कंपेयर्स, ही सेज दैट यू आर सेइंग सर मनी एंड पावर इज हैप्पीनेस, बट इज मनी, इज पावर, इज द मटीरियल थिंग्स, आर मटीरियल थिंग्स परमानेंट? आर मटीरियल थिंग्स परमानेंट? नो सर, नॉट एट ऑल. पिज़्ज़ा आज है, 4 दिन बाद वही पिज़्ज़ा यू विल नॉट ईट, राइट? सो हाउ कैन दैट बी द परमानेंट सोर्स ऑफ हैप्पीनेस, राइट? भाई तुम्हें हैप्पी रहना है ना, तुम्हें तो परमानेंटली हैप्पी रहना है, तो तुम्हें मटीरियल थिंग से हैप्पीनेस मिल रही है, बताओ क्या मटीरियल थिंग से हैप्पीनेस तुम्हें मिल गई, राइट? इज दैट हैप्पीनेस परमानेंट, राइट? नो, राइट? सो मैंने कहा सोक्रेट, देन हाउ कैन वी अचीव द परमानेंट हैप्पीनेस? Permanent happiness is achieved through acquiring the true knowledge, and that is where he comes up with his theory of knowledge. कि ये जो हैप्पीनेस वगैरह के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं, ये क्या है, ये ओपिनियंस है. दीज आर व्हाट बिलीव्स, दीज आर बाउंड टू चेंज, बट द रियल नॉलेज will never change, right? This is where he distinguishes between true knowledge and illusion of knowledge. अब उसको रूलर पे अप्लाई करो. रूलर क्या था? इग्नोरेंट था. They were thinking that the true source of knowledge is what? The true source of happiness is what? Money, etc. And bas, they were blindly running behind what? Money, money, money and money, right? And when you were running behind money and power and material goods, bas, your state was gone. Now if you knew that the true source of knowledge, true source of happiness is acquiring the true knowledge, right? Then you would have not been interested in the money, and as a result you would have much more be focused upon what is your real goal. ठीक है, जब आपको ट्रू नॉलेज मिल गई तो आप समझ जाते ना, ट्रू नॉलेज हो गई, यू आर अ मैन. अभी हमने वो लोग पढ़ा था दैट नॉलेज इज वर्च्यू. इफ यू हैविंग ट्रू नॉलेज यू आर अ वर्च्युअस मैन. तो बस, तो आपको ऑटोमेटिकली पता होता ना कि भाई मैं तो किंग की गद्दी पे बैठा हूँ. सो व्हाट इज़ माई धर्म, व्हाट इज़ माई एम, मुझे पता है ना. बस, तो आई विल डू दैट. आई विल रूल नाइसली, आई विल रूल वेरी ऑनेस्टली, आई विल रूल वेरी सिंसियरली. बस. बट दिक्कत यही है कि इन भाई साहब जो रूलर थे, इनके यू कैन से इन हिज भेजा, इन हिज माइंड, इट वॉज फॉल्स नॉलेज. फॉल्स नॉलेज अबाउट वॉट? अबाउट मनी, power, and as a result he was very, you can say, ignorant. And when you are ignorant, you are gone, right? So that is why he says that one should acquire the true knowledge. तो ये पर्पस था सोक्रेट्स का ट्रू नॉलेज देने का. अब मैंने सोक्रेट से पूछा, मैंने कहा ठीक है सोक्रेट भाई, तो आप ही बता दो फिर ट्रू नॉलेज कहाँ से मिलेगी, आपके पास है तो यू कैन गिव मी, यू कैन लेंड मी, आई विल गिव यू मनी, राइट? सो ही सेज दैट the source of true knowledge is not outside. The source of true knowledge is inside. They believed in the ability of the man. Mental ability, rational ability of the man में ये believe करते थे. And they say that you should search your soul for the true knowledge. It's inside you. You just need to bring it out. How, sir? How? By questioning. Questioning करते जाओ, you will get the right answers if you ask the right question. And this method of questioning, he calls it as, what is called as, famous नाम सुना होगा, dialectical method. Dialectical method का आप लोग काफ़ी बार नाम सुनते हैं. This is what is dialectical method. The ability to question, the ability to debate, right? And when you debate with all your opinions inside yourself, you ask the right questions to yourself, you do the process of logical reasoning, what you come up with is true knowledge. And that is why Socrates believes that dialectics is a process through which your opinions, your, you can say, temporary knowledge, illusions get transformed into what? Into true knowledge. You will be easily able to filter out all the kachra, all the wrong knowledge, and you can easily benefit. You can easily get what is your aim. And that is why he says that dialectical method, or the process of logical reasoning, or he says this is also called as soul searching, right? So dialectical method में basically क्या होता है? इस मेथड में बेसिकली देर आर, फर्स्ट देर इज़ अ पॉजिटिव आइडिया. एक आइडिया आया या एनी आइडिया आया, इसका एक एंटी आइडिया आएगा, नेगेटिव आइडिया आएगा. एंड देन व्हाट विल हैपन, देयर विल बी अ टकराव दोनों के बीच में, देयर विल बी अ मंथन, देयर विल बी अ डिबेट. एंड जो भी लेट अस से द नेगेटिव आइडिया वाज वीक, इट विल पेरिश and it will move, the positive idea progresses ahead, right? So positive idea is called as thesis, negative idea or opposite idea is called as antithesis. And जो भी इसमें से लेटर से पॉजिटिव नेगेटिव में लड़ाई हुई, कुछ पॉजिटिव के अच्छे पॉइंट्स आए, कुछ नेगेटिव के अच्छे पॉइंट्स आए, ऐसे करके देन व्हाट वी गेट इज सिंथेसिस. So this is what is called as debate. और डायलेक्टिकल मेथड. अगर आप लोगों ने, इफ यू हैव सीन हाउ डिबेट्स हैपन, वन स्पीक्स फॉर, वन स्पीक्स अगेंस्ट, right, and this for and against leads to what is called as conclusion. What do we conclude, right? So this is what Socrates wants to tell: argument, counter argument, synthesis, right, conclusion. And this is a process of logical reasoning, and that is what had happened in what, in the, you can say, Athens. अब लॉजिक ये आता है, सर आपने तो ट्रू नॉलेज दे दी, एक बात बताओ, द रूलर्स हु आर रूलिंग, इनको मनी, पावर, मटीरियल थिंग्स, इसकी नॉलेज किसने दी कि दिस इज द सोर्स ऑफ गुड लाइफ? क्वेश्चन तो ये भी आता है ना, लेट्स कैच देम, लेट्स सैक देम, राइट? हु गेव देम दिस प्रोसेस ऑफ, यू कैन से, मनी, पावर, एक्सेट्रा? वेल, द आंसर टू दिस इज सोफिस्ट. सोफिस्ट ने बर्बाद किया है सर. सोफिस्ट कौन है? सोफिस्ट वर द प्रोफेशनल टीचर्स, एंड दीज पीपल, दे यूज टू बेसिकली टीच फॉर मनी. दे यूज टू टीच basically in such a way so that the students can become political rulers, and when you become rulers you can misuse your public office and gain money and power. तो ये सिखाते थे. They used to tell that money and power are the source of ultimate happiness. If you want ultimate happiness, you should be having great power, you should be having great money. इस टाइप की बातें जब आपको बचपन में ही सिखा दिया, imagine someone brainwashing you at the age of 2, at the age of 3, at the age of 10, then you will obviously be a very very materialistic guy, isn't it? आप एक materialistic person बनोगे. This is what was the problem. So now with the entry of sophist, with the entry of Socrates, they challenge what sophists were teaching, right? And sophists, they न्यू कि भाई क्या सोक्रेट्स तो भाई हमारी दुकान बंद करवाएगा, राइट? हाउ विल वी अर्न गुड मनी, राइट? क्योंकि सोक्रेट्स तो सच्चाई बोल रहा है. ठीक है भाई, हमारी दुकान तो बंद, वी आर गॉन, वी विल बी बैंकरप्ट, राइट? एंड हाउ विल वी गेट मनी? बिकॉज दीज आर प्रोफेशनल टीचर्स, दे वर टीचिंग फॉर मनी, राइट? एंड समवन कम्स अप एंड ही सेज दैट ही इज टीचिंग यू रॉन्ग, दिस इज राइट. देन क्या होगा? एंड इफ पीपल बिलीव इन, पीपल विल रन टू हिम, people will run to him, and all the coaching institutes, they will be closed, right? And when sophist coaching is closed, then how will sophist eat? How will sophist acquire money? So sophist क्या करते हैं? sophist plan करते हैं कि भाई सोक्रेट्स का पत्ता साफ करो, let's trap, let's create a false case against what? Against Socrates, and सोक्रेट्स को भाई साफ करवाओ, राइट? एंड वही होता है, सोक्रेट्स को ट्रेचरी, सोक्रेट्स को आप कह सकते हो देशद्रोही, एंड सोक्रेट्स को इमोरल, ऐसे करके हजारों झूठे केस फंसा के एंड सोक्रेट्स को एग्जीक्यूट करवाया जाता है, एंड सोक्रेट्स मर जाता है. अब सोक्रेट्स के मरने की भी एक कहानी है, हालांकि वो भी इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है, बट सुन लो, ठीक है? वरना कहोगे सर बताया नहीं. एक्चुअली वो ऐसे वगैरह में लिख सकते हैं, ठीक है? When Socrates was asked, Socrates वहाँ पे पनिशमेंट के टाइम पॉइजन देते थे जिसे पीना होता था. So Socrates was so much loved by the people कि वहाँ जो गार्ड्स थे who were given a chance कि सर आपको मरना है, हमारी ड्यूटी है, वो गार्ड ने बोला सोक्रेट्स एक काम करो, आई एम विथ यू, मैं तुम्हारी चेन खोल देता, तुम भाग जाओ, ठीक है? आई विल टेक द रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी. किसी सोक्रेट भाग गया, ठीक है? बट सोक्रेट्स वॉज सच अ मैन ऑफ हिज प्रिंसिपल, उन्होंने कहा नो, नॉट एट ऑल. This state entity has ordered me death. I will obey. It is my ethics. I cannot go against my ethics. Right? And बस भाई ने हमारे पी लिया जहर, ठीक है? और बस चला गया दुनिया से, समझो? So this incidence, this theme, you have to understand the background जो एथेंस में चल रहा था, right? And जब ये सारा इंसिडेंस हो रहा था, there was a small guy standing over here, silently watching all this. He was the disciple of Socrates, and he is Plato. And when Plato sees all this, he concludes something, and that has a very impactful, you can say very strong impact on his conclusions. First thing he concludes that by he develops hatred for the democracy, because at that time the governance was democratic in Athens. तो कहता है डेमोक्रेसी इज द रूल ऑफ इग्नोरेंट पीपल, सच्चाई देख नहीं पाए उसको मार दिया, राइट, ये सब तो हेट हो जाती है. सेकंड, he concludes that ethics are very very important in life. You have to stick to your values, you have to stick to your principles, you cannot divert from them, right? And third, the importance of state, that state has said something, you need to do it. State is a very very, you can say, important institution, right? क्योंकि जब Socrates was being poisoned, he had the chance to run, but he said no, state has ordered me, I will obey to state, right? So all this parallelly वहाँ पे चल रहा है, ठीक है. इंपॉर्टेंट कुछ नहीं है, बस समझो, क्योंकि ये चीज़ें समझोगे नहीं देन यू विल बी रनिंग, राइट. एंड सो बेसिकली Plato takes forward from what Socrates was teaching, and now we will be beginning with Plato. बट अगर मैं आपको सोक्रेट्स का नहीं ये बताता इंसिडेंस, उसकी थ्योरी ऑफ नॉलेज नहीं बताता कि अल्टीमेट प्रोसेस क्या होता है, अल्टीमेट हैप्पीनेस क्या होती है, वर्चुअस क्या होता है, राइट, तो क्या होता है, तो यू कुड नॉट गेट व्हाट प्लेटो वाज ट्राइंग टू से. अब मैं प्लेटो को बोलता है ही इज थ्योरी ऑफ आइडियाज बेस्ड ऑन थ्योरी ऑफ नॉलेज ऑफ सोक्रेट्स. तो सोक्रेट्स इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, राइट. द डेथ ऑफ सोक्रेट्स से प्लेटो कंक्लूडेड दैट स्टेट deserves unquestionable obedience. एक्चुअली उस टाइम यही चीज मानी गई थी. अगर आप देखोगे एट दैट टाइम पीपल हैड नो राइट्स, हम वी विल बी डिस्कसिंग इन प्लेटो. वहाँ कोई थ्योरी ऑफ नेचुरल राइट, थ्योरी ऑफ फंडामेंटल राइट वगैरह नहीं था, ठीक है. दे वर बेसिकली राइट्स वर अगेंस्ट द स्टेट, राइट. राइट्स आर अगेंस्ट द स्टेट, लाइक फंडामेंटल राइट्स है आपके पास तो द स्टेट कैन नॉट टेक इट, राइट. बट वहाँ ऐसा कुछ नहीं था. इट रिक्वायर्स अनक्वेश्चनेबल ओबीडियंस, राइट. एंड दैट इज वाई ऑल दिस थिंग, डोंट यू थिंक ये कुछ ज़्यादा ही आइडियलिज्म वगैरह नहीं दिख रहा, आइडियल सिचुएशन नहीं दिख रही. एंड दैट इज वाई वी विल से ऐसा कोई आपको प्राणी दिखेगा कि जो अपनी मौत खुद कर ले, ऐसे एक चांस मिले भागने का, मतलब बहुत ही एथिक्स और वैल्यूज प्रिंसिपल्स एंड सो दैट इज वाई दिस सोक्रेट्स, प्लेटो, दे ऑल बिलोंग टू द स्कूल ऑफ political idealism. The school of political idealism. What is the school of political idealism, sir? Which believes that the society, or I can say the whole, is prior to the parts. Right? Whole is prior to the part. Right? Society is prior to the individual. They look at the broader perspective. They believe in, you can say, spiritualism. Spiritual things में believe करते हैं rather than you can say material, right. They all this thing, spiritual happiness, society, right. Happiness and pleasure में difference होता है. They believe in happiness, and जबकि दूसरे we'll be studying political realism, they believe in pleasure, right. They believe in knowledge as the source of good life. They believe in power as the source of good life. Money, material gains as the source of good life. Right? So Socrates, Plato, they all belong to the school of political idealism. It was one of the oldest schools of political philosophy, and they were representing the school of political idealism. So I hope this concept आपको समझ में आया हो. सो अगर आपसे पूछा जाए व्हाट इज ट्रू नॉलेज अकॉर्डिंग टू प्लेटो, अब देखो एस्से में कैसे यूज करना है, तो अकॉर्डिंग टू सोक्रेट्स, तो अकॉर्डिंग टू सोक्रेट्स ट्रू नॉलेज इज बेसिकली क्रिटिकल एग्जामिनेशन ऑफ योर बिलीफ. याद है, ऑफ योर ओपिनियंस. अभी हमने बात करी थी कि भाई सोल सर्चिंग करो, अंदर अपने आप से क्वेश्चंस पूछो, अपने बिलीफ्स को क्वेश्चन करते रहो, राइट. एग्जामिन देम यूजिंग द डायलेक्टिकल मेथड एंड यू विल बी गेटिंग द ट्रू नॉलेज, राइट. that is a permanent knowledge, that is the ultimate knowledge, that is the unchanging knowledge, right? That is permanent in nature, right? And this is what is called as the true knowledge. It is permanent, it is has to be about, you can say, the things which are permanent, right? And yahin pe we'll be studying, right? We'll be studying that he talks about the permanence of things. Socrates talks about knowledge of those things which are permanent, and that is where he talks about the essence of things. Go for knowledge, go for the essence of things. समझो किसी भी चीज़ को अगर तुम्हें समझना है तो उसकी essence को समझो, right? Now if you have a yellow pen, a yellow car, a yellow circle, what is common to them? अगर आपको देखना है, if you want to acquire true knowledge, the yellowness is common, right? Yellow changes its form to pen, yellow changes its form to car, yellow changes its form to, let's say, sharpener, but yellowness doesn't change, right? Similarly, you haven't seen the cows of Australia, but if I bring a cow from Australia, you can definitely say it is a cow, right? How? Because you have seen the cows of India. So you have actually seen the cowness, the essence, and that is what Socrates wants to tell you, that you are ruler, then get what is the essence of becoming a ruler, right? And that is what is true knowledge. So the knowledge of essence, the knowledge of idea, the knowledge of unchangeable things, that is true knowledge, right? And the study of this thing can only happen when you ask the broader question, when you critically examine your beliefs, right? And this is what Socrates introduces the concept of philosophy. What ought to be? What ought to be? Right? People were interested in what is. कहता नहीं यार, what ought पे पूछो ना, कैसा होना चाहिए, what should be the essence, right? And that is why he says that don't go for these physical properties of things, don't go for these materialistic things, go for the things which are permanent, right? Go for the real knowledge, and real knowledge can be acquired through the process of dialectics. You have to critically examine your belief, and then only you can arrive at conclusions which are permanent, and that is very, very important. You want to lead good life, right? बताओ ना, what is a good life? Search for the idea of good life, search for the idea of ideal state, search for the idea of ideal ruler, and this is what is the aim of Socrates. And यहाँ से Plato उठाएगा, ठीक है? So this is very, very important. So we have studied who was sophist, we have studied the debate between sophist and Socrates, we have studied Socrates' theory of knowledge, and we have studied that what Plato learned from the life of Socrates and what was the impact, ठीक है? And from next class we will be beginning about what? Plato को हम start करेंगे. Plato की first theory को we'll be discussing about theories of ideas, then we'll go to his theory of stoles, theory of justice, education, communism, philosopher king, his theory of constitution, then we'll critically evaluate Plato, views of different thinkers on Plato, and यहाँ से हम start करेंगे. But this background of Socrates and his dictum, knowledge is virtue, is very, very important, right? True knowledge कैसे मिलती है, क्या मिलती है, क्या process है, etc. we have studied. अब Plato इससे ही उठाएगा, right? इससे ही उठाएगा, right? And even if you want to relate it to current times, क्या पार्लियामेंट में डिस्कशन डिबेट नहीं होते? कहना ऐसे पार्लियामेंट में डायलेक्टिकल मेथड्स आइडियली होना चाहिए, रहा है ना? डिबेट्स डायलेक्टिक्स नहीं होता, क्यों? सो दैट different opinion from candidate 1, from let us say political party candidate 2, they can come, they can discuss, they can debate, and then what can result is the best or the true knowledge. ठीक है? Thesis, antithesis, thesis, antithesis, and synthesis. And that can only happen when there is debate, then when there is discussion, right? And that is why Socrates says, there's a very famous line, an unexamined life is not worth living. Is not worth living. ठीक है? क्योंकि आपने अपने ट्रू नॉलेज को पाया ही नहीं ना. And when you go for the true knowledge, then that is where you examine your life. Okay, you go for the critical analysis of your belief, and that is where you acquire the true knowledge, right? So same thing, you can give the example of great political thinkers, great political philosophers of India, Raja Rammohn Roy, right? Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar. Slavery was prevalent, sati was prevalent, but they questioned the very basic foundations of sati, of the very idea of slavery, and that is they brought big reformation. They brought Renaissance, right? There was a rebirth, right? So that is why true knowledge is important. It helps you in social progress. Society का फायदा हुआ ही नहीं when slavery was abandoned, when sati was abandoned, right? Sati was, you can say, declared illegal. So women की dignity uphold हुई, society का भरा हुआ, and that is what should be the aim of true knowledge. Not to just keep it to yourself, but you can say change the society, right? सोसाइटी को चेंज करना. दैट इज व्हाट प्लेटो, सोक्रेट्स, दे वर ऑल लुकिंग कि भाई किस तरीके से हम अपने आइडल रूलर्स को बनाएं, राइट? किस तरीके से उनके दिमाग में जो भर चुका है ऑल दैट यू कैन से नॉनसेंस ऑफ material happiness, how can we remove them? That is what was the aim. So philosophers, they have a what? They have a social role, and that is what was being highlighted by Socrates, right? Same thing Plato will pick up कि भाई it is your duty to change the society, to change the, you can say, हाउ थिंग्स आर. ठीक है, कैसी बननी है उसको चेंज लाना है, फिलोसफर्स की ड्यूटी होती है, राइट? सोसाइटी में बढ़िया चेंज लाना, टू मेक देम अवेयर, टू स्प्रेड दिस थिंग, राइट? एंड प्लेटो यहीं से पिकअप करता है. प्लेटो इनकॉर्पोरेटेड द सोक्रेट थ्योरी ऑफ नॉलेज एंड ही गेव द फंडामेंटल प्रिंसिपल इन हिज थ्योरी ऑफ आइडियल स्टेट, विच वी विल बी कवरिंग इन द नेक्स्ट क्लास. सो आई होप आपको ये चीज़ समझ में आ गया होगा, राइट? So I hope आप लोग भी ignorant नहीं बने होंगे. You will also acquire the true knowledge that what is your dharma, right? What is your true dharma, that you have to give your best shot at this exam. Like I am trying my best to teach you in a more simple and a more very easy manner. I'm trying to sort out things for you. So I believe that you will also try your best to do all the assignments which I am giving you, and you will do good. Thank you so much, guys. If you are liking this, please do share it with your friends, and if anyone is interested to subscribe to the complete course, he or she is most welcome. I hope you enjoyed the video as much as I did making it. See you in the next video. Till then, this is me Sumit signing off. Bye bye.